Greetings. Welcome to another episode here with Spiritual Wisdom, Dr. Thomas. I am Dr. Thomas. I'm a PhD, and I have over the past 3 years really grew with my spiritual awakening. And for those who have been on here, I've noticed, for the past few months, I have begun channeling publicly and just sharing the information I need to share. Because it's about just sharing it. I was, even earlier today, I was trying to figure out, all right, I need to go back on. We're continuing the conversation about ego and soul. But this is something I needed to learn for myself. It's funny. When I'm here talking, all right? I'm here talking right now and I have a topic, ego and soul. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. I went on earlier. I started recording and I stopped because I forgot something. And now I'm on right now. I'm starting and they know and I know this is going to be the recording I'm making. If no ifs, ands, or buts anymore. And they just, bam, like what they want me to talk about. And the example they want to give. One I never even thought of. Just comes. We've been talking about the soul and the ego. We've been talking about how they are impacting you, the human, and how you make your decisions, how you act. We've been talking about the ego and how it is about the society norm. It's about the fear. It's about the expectations. Knowing all of that, it's going to put you into situations that may be comfortable, may be safe, may be what you think is right. But it is always a situation, the ego is always going to put you in a situation that is abiding by what it already knows. What it already knows. What the rules of society have dictated. What the people in power have told you that you need to do and you need to know. That is what the ego is doing. It's driving you and controlling you. The soul lets you thrive. It lets you thrive, but it creates the path. You don't know where the path is going. You can stop at any time. You can turn around at any time. You can go right, go left, pull over. You can take another path. Because sometimes the soul will give you multiple paths. But the soul creates the path as you go. The ego takes the path that is already known, that has already been dictated and given to you, and tells you where to go. And forces you down that path, no matter how good or bad it may be. And it is not the path that you truly want. It's a path that you think is the safe, you think is the known, and the way it should be. The soul knows what you truly want, while you, the human, does not. The soul lays out the path, but allows you the free choice to follow it, to divert. But either way, if you follow it and you listen to it, you will find something much better than you could ever expect. So what is the story we wanted to tell with him? He is a doctor, but he's a professor. He has taught. He has done leadership. He does all these other things. Okay. But he never thought about the teaching. And especially when we told him he was going to be a teacher, he was like, no, how can I be a teacher? I don't know this information. What am I going to teach? Where is the content I'm going to teach? I don't have the content in me. What am I going to do? How am I going to get in the classroom and teach a new subject to these people and teach them things that I don't even know? Do you not hear what we just said? Do you see what he did? We told him he's going to be a teacher. He needs to start teaching. He needs to start writing too. He's an author. Remember that, right? But we told him he needs to be a teacher. And then when he finally listened to us, yes, he finally listened because we kind of got him grounded, we'll say. We grounded him for a little bit. But during that grounding, he realized what a teacher truly is. A teacher shares knowledge to others that the teacher has gained and learned themselves. A teacher does not necessarily do the experiments, do the research, and write the book. The teacher shares what's in the book. Do you see the difference? He was thinking he had to be a doctor and a researcher and come up with the content. But he does not need to do that. For starters, the data is there. The truth is there. He has then opened up. At the same time we grounded him, he started opening up to the different teachers and the researchers and learning their content so he could put it together and show you. But the ego was saying, no, it must be this way. It's got to be this way. And it's got to be built this way. I don't know how it's going to happen. Oh my goodness, the worries. No, I'm going to fail. I can't do this. The ego was saying no, because the ego knew he had never done it before. He did not know what he was doing, and it was not known. And how in the world could he make money, or can he do this, or do that, if he does this path and teaches? And what are people going to think about him? And then the anguish, and the negativity, and the loss of friends. Oh my goodness, there's no way, the ego is saying, there's no way to go down this path. Then he got grounded, and he sat, or laid, and he realized what his soul was telling him. The soul was telling him, you can not only do this, we're gonna give you the information, and you're gonna learn from Kryan, from Aranda, from Bruce Lipton, from Joe Dispenza, from Greg Braden, to Eben Alexander, and all the other spiritual guides and leaders that are already there. We're gonna give you mentors and teachers. We're gonna give you the content first. And first you will learn how to teach. Because we're going to give you the textbook. And all you have to do is learn it and share it. Because that is what a teacher is. You know what he did when he got grounded and he got to the message? He reached out to the first person and said, I need to start teaching. She said, yes, you do. He did not know what he was doing. His first lesson was actually of how he got grounded and how he made it through. And then the synchronicities of the world came, and he just listened to the soul, listened to where the path was taking him, and Dad helped him become a teacher. We were not asking him to channel yet. We were not asking him to give new content yet. We are sharing with him what a teacher really is. And as he drove on that path, we started opening up new paths, opening around the bends he could not see and taking him into different directions, things he never thought of. He started doing healings. He started doing the basic oracle cards. He would close his eyes and he would start doing mediumship and other things. Because what he did is he listened to the guidance of his heart and his soul. Even when he started speaking the light language, he was doing Reiki for the first time ever on someone. He had just got the learning of it. He was doing his first ever Reiki as part of the training. And then he was going along. He got to the person's heart chakra. And he just listened to us and let it out. And when he did that, and he spoke the light language for the first time, he looked over at his teacher, and she was standing there with her hands up like this in celebration, saying what we were telling her to say. Yes, yes, you're doing it. Yes, don't stop, keep it up. We were cheering him on. She heard it and she explained it and told him it is what he needed to hear because it got him continuing it as part of that process. But how do you do that? How do you really listen to your soul and know the difference? There's two things we want to share. One, The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. Good book, he read it. It gave him information he needed for this and for other things. But what it did for him, it helped him listen to the soul and tune out the ego. For him, he imagined the two. But what was important, and he looked and he did what felt right. It wasn't about what the brain was telling was yes or no and gotta do. It was like, if this is the situation, this is the choice, what feels right? What is my first instinct with my body saying to do? Not overthinking it. And then thinking this and this and this and this, and oh my goodness, what is going to happen? How am I going to be able to channel? What am I going to do for teaching? It was, I just need to do it. It feels right. It feels right. Or wrong, and then don't do it. And he had to have those examples and scenarios happen to him. And he would go when the decisions happened. He would think, he would stop and think, who is talking to him? Is this the ego telling him what to do? Or is it just natural and the soul saying, do it? No. Take the chance. He spent the time for months, any decision that came up, trying to figure out who was talking to him, to eventually the soul became the louder voice and the ego became the quieter voice. That is the goal. Because that leads you to where you want to be. He did not imagine ever doing this. The soul would let him. The ego would prevent it all the time. And the ego would say, no, 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 you cannot do this, and give 1,000 reasons why not. It still is there. It's not gone. It still gives a whimper, whimper, whine, whine every once in a while. Whimper, whimper, whine, whine, whine. It happens. That is why he has not fully embraced everything. He needs to do that. You hear that? You need to do that. Okay, all right. There's the ring, the guy. And when the decision is coming, if it is not an automatic yes, it's a no 99% of the time. Because your soul knows. It will feel it. If this is right, the soul will say yes. If it is wrong, the soul won't say yes. Your mind and ego will step in and analyze and overanalyze and analyze and overanalyze. Because that's what it does. And then it chooses the safest path, the most known path, even if it is a path that is for crap. You think about this. I use this example when I used it before. Battered women who stay in bad relationships, abusive relationships. Men and women that stay in abusive relationships, they stay because it's what's known. The ego says, oh, well, I can change him. The ego says, well, this is the safe path. The ego says, you cannot find anyone else. This is what you're stuck with. Poppycock. That is the ego keeping you down, leaving you in fear, keeping you under check and control of the others. So take time. Sit with yourself when decisions are happening. Feel what is right. Feel where the ego wants to let you drive, but it will create the path. Or are you just being pushed in a direction that doesn't feel right, but you feel like you have to be? That's the difference. One is going to be scary because you don't know what it is entailing and where you're going. But it's more free and natural. One, you not have the fear of not knowing where you're going. You have the worry and anxiety of how you're going to get there and everything that happens when you get there. And you're just constrained and controlled. And it doesn't feel natural. Take the time over these decisions, the things that are happening in your life, to do what feels right and do it. Let your soul speak more. And it could be very simple things. And let me be clear too, we don't always give you the same answer every time you ask. Remember, you have free choice. So one day you may say, I want this job with this person in my life. That job might not be right for now. Maybe there's something bad happening in that job and you would not like it, and if it was offered to you 2 months later, it'd be different. Or maybe that person isn't ready for you. So they're saying, wait, not yet. As you go through life, you make free choices. And your soul on that path you are on will always open up for your highest and greatest good if you let it. If you listen to it. That is that for now. This whole thing for me. This whole thing. I mean, seriously, let me just talk about it for a second. I have bread baking in the oven. I put the timer on. I told myself I had 25 minutes. I stopped the channel. I opened up my eyes. And a moment later, I heard ding, ding, ding. I mean, this is not the first time this has happened where I had to do something and I stopped the channel right. Seriously, I'm not looking. I don't know how much time I'm taking, and it happens. I can't tell you the synchronicity of this and how it happens. This journey I'm on, I didn't plan it. And if I don't listen to my ego, I know I'd be not here. I'd be extremely anxious. I'd be fearful. I'd be going insane. Instead, I'm loving my life. I'm driving the car and just looking forward to wherever it takes me, because I know it's for my highest and greatest good. I thank you for watching. If you feel inclined, share this out. If you feel inclined, love, whatever, like it, just subscribe. I'm blessed to be able to do this. I'm blessed to be able to do this for you.